Hey beauties, welcome back to the channel. I am doing like some kind of late night work. Oh, it's so dark. Very dark, isn't it? I'm doing kind of like some late night working. I have an interview tomorrow and I need to also apply to some other jobs and just kind of house cleaning, jobby kind of stuff. But what made me want to get on camera, hold on, I'm about to go back through the tunnel of darkness. It's just that, so here's the thing about the interview that I have. It's for a position, let's see if I can set right down. It's for a position that I thought I had no chance of getting, that it was just so out of my realm of the kind of stuff that I would apply for. And just something about this position, I was like, you need to do this. And I actually saw the posting for the position the day applications were due. So it's not like I had a lot of prep time or anything. Like, I think applications were due hours later. It was not a lot of time at all. But I just wanted to come on here because sometimes when you're going through a season of darkness, it just takes that one piece of hope, because I think that there is something to be said about, how they say, like, it was the last straw that broke the camel's back. Like, I know that feeling oh so well. And I have just experienced recently just really small glimmers of light. And I think in some ways it just kind of makes it all worthwhile kind of thing. Like, just the fact that I have this interview for this position, and this is not, I just like am just mind blown. I think I've said this before on my channel, but YouTube and the passion for wanting to do YouTube videos is something that snuck up on me. It's not something that, I've just always been like, oh my God, I'm on fire for YouTube. It hasn't been like that, but I think because of that, I appreciate it even more. I've been on YouTube for so long, but I was always just a watcher. And then I wanted to start a channel a couple years ago because I wanted to showcase my natural hair journey, but I think that everything is about timing sometimes. And so finally, of course, last year I did. And my channel it's about beauty, it's about hair, it's about lifestyle. It's just about any and everything surrounding Bridget, basically, and I like the idea of my channel being versatile and not necessarily being caught or stuck in one area. I mean, for me, I like the idea that my channel, or at least my goal for my channel, is that it's a very high expression of myself. And I think part of that is understanding that, I have so many interests and so many things that I'm becoming more and more passionate about. And I just needed to share with you guys really quick that sometimes you just have to go for things. Like, if it scares you, like, but okay, I don't know that this thing is making any sense. You know how sometimes maybe you want to go for something, but fear keeps you from trying something, or like whatever it is. Because I know that was me with YouTube for a long time. Oh my gosh, do it, man. Oh my gosh, do it. Like, I am really trying to walk into fear. And I know that might sound crazy. And I'm not talking about doing anything dangerous or anything like that. But I'm speaking for myself when I'm saying I'm somebody who's very cautious. And I'm somebody who, I was not always a risk taker. But just over these last couple of years, I have just really tried to follow passion and to follow peace and to follow just really walk into fear, because I have found that sometimes my greatest blessings have been right on the other side. But you don't know that if you don't try. You don't know that if you don't try. And it's like, of course, logically, that makes sense. But in the moment, right, you're just like pros and cons. And, sometimes you're just all about the cons. And sometimes you just have to step out on faith. And you don't even have to always know every single step you are going to take. You just have to know that if you take the first step, like God is right there. And then y'all about to take the second and the third and the fourth and the fifth. And sometimes that's all, and sometimes that's all it takes. And sometimes that's all it takes. And I'm just so inspired right now. I have not felt so inspired all year, and losing my mom just really took a toll on me, takes a toll on me. But I just feel so inspired to make sure that I'm living and I'm not just alive. I know it's a little little deep talk for late night, but I don't know, I'm just really trying to make sure that I'm living, and I'm living by purpose, and I'm pursuing purpose. And sometimes that's going to lead to success and sometimes it's not, but I want to be open to being divinely led. And I think if you're struggling with that area, if you're struggling with maybe there's something you really want to do but you keep doubting yourself, if you don't try, nothing happens. If you don't try, nothing happens. If you try it and you fail, you tried it. And maybe you might try it again, but to do something different. Or maybe from trying it, you realize that this really isn't my area, but it leads you to something else. And I'm just so encouraged by that because, like I said, I have found that some of the biggest blessings, and I have been abundantly blessed, some of the biggest blessings that I've had have come from me stepping out on faith. They've come from me walking into fear. They've come from me doing things that I would have never, ever done. I can't tell you how blessed I've been by YouTube in this last year. And I don't mean monetarily. I don't make any money from my YouTube channel. But I just mean, it's almost like a domino effect. Starting my YouTube channel was such a huge thing for me. And then I branched out and I tried other things, like so much stuff we haven't even talked about. Like, for instance, last year I read my first piece of poetry. I write poetry and I've wrote poetry probably for as long as I could write. But I had been so scared and I had never really shared and that kind of stuff. And last year I read my first piece. I cried for like 2 days after that. It wasn't a bad crying. It was just, if you're a writer of any kind, or if you just have something that you're so passionate about and you hold it back and you don't share, and and maybe some of that is fear of failing and some of that is me holding myself back, but just, I don't know, it's just such a moment of relief and release. And the piece I wrote was just so near and dear to my heart, and it had a lot to do with so much of the hell that I was experiencing last year. And so just saying it was such a release because I hadn't been able to say it. And so that poem was such a release. I've been thinking about sharing it on my channel. The title of the poem is Talking to Wallpaper. Yeah, so I've been thinking about sharing it on my my voice is like going out right now, but I've been thinking about sharing it on the channel. The title of the piece is Talking to Wallpaper, and it was amazing to do that. But just little things like that I've done in my personal life that are outside of my comfort zone. It doesn't always have to be something that's like super huge and super big. For some people, stepping outside your comfort zone is reading a poem in front of a room full of people that you don't know. And anybody who writes poetry know 9 times out of 10, even if it's not specifically about you, it's intimately connected to you. For some people, it's doing a presentation in front of the class, whatever it is. I have been abundantly blessed by walking into fear and trying things that I wouldn't have tried before. And I just hope that you guys make sure every day that you're doing something that really makes you feel alive. I think sometimes we go about our everyday life and, because you can get so busy and demand and having a family and all those different things, and you can get in such a routine that I think it's so important to make sure that we are doing things that make us feel alive. And maybe It's something as small as taking that extra 30 minutes for yourself at night and taking a longer shower, or taking a hot bath, whatever it is. So I hope that you guys are well. I say that, I always mean it. And I think I'm going to end here because I need to get some research stuff done. I don't know if I'm going to come on in the morning or not. And yeah, I'm going to film tomorrow. I want to film 2 different green smoothie videos, and I'm not sure if I'm going to combine them or not, because one is really more of like a beginner smoothie. It's actually the very first smoothie I ever had that was a green smoothie. And the other one I would say is a little bit more advanced. So I don't know if I'm going to combine those or not. And I also picked up some things at Target. I haven't really been doing a lot of shopping, but I did recently get some stuff at Target. So I was kind of thinking about doing a haul and kind of showing you guys that stuff and having a little bit of chit chat. And I also have been planning out my emotional eating video that I want to do and kind of talk to you guys about my experience with that, where I'm at now, and just all things emotional eating. And I am kind of nervous to do that video, but again, we are walking into fear because you have no idea who it might bless or touch, or you just don't know. Or it just might be a blessing for you that you need to say it, you need to get it out there. So those are the things that I'm working on right now. And yeah, so I want to say thank you so much for constantly coming back for the channel. I have just been so blessed just by you guys taking a little bit of time out your day to spend with me, commenting on videos, liking videos. I see people sharing my videos a lot. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I really do. I don't take it for granted. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. It really means a lot to me, and I will see you guys in the next video.